it's not fair, Brunzell. You just don't age at all. Talking about guys who made the transition from the AWA to the WWF back in the day, and it was kind of surprising when you left. You know, I think those of us figured there's a certain number, a certain contingent of guys that just aren't going to go. But you know, once Jesse left and Hulk left, and you know, when Jim Brunzell goes, you know, something's really going on here. In your mind, what was the biggest transition, the biggest thing that you had to get used to, the biggest shock value when you first went to WWE?
With a check everywhere.
Well, first of all, I want to thank Mick for doing this today. I think it was a great turnout. Thank all you fans out there, because if it hadn't been for you guys, all of us wrestlers wouldn't be standing here. So thank you very much. People realize I opened up a gym in 1982 out in White Bear. It was called Jumpin' Jim Brunzell's Gym.
Very creative.
Yeah, I was very creative. Thank you. Well, Vern wanted to get a piece of it, but he wasn't around for the baptism. But at that time, when everybody had left the AWA and the houses were going down, I realized that it was either I get a personal guaranteed contract from Vern Gagne or I had to go, because the houses were just not there. You couldn't make enough money. And Vern was so bullheaded and so stuck in his ways, he wouldn't do anything to placate Vince McMahon. So I went to Vern Gagne and I said, Vern, I need an assurance by you. I said, I've been Greg's partner for 10 years. I said, we've done well, we've drawn a lot of money, and I'd like to have a guaranteed contract of $95,000. And this was in 1982. And he looked at me and he said, Jim, you're not worth it. You can go to New York. And that's exactly what he said to me. And I was hurt immensely. And when I went to New York, flew in to LaGuardia and then took a small commuter plane to Poughkeepsie, where I was going to do the first TV. And on that flight, I happened to run into a wrestler by the name of Jim Morris. His name was Hillbilly Jim, and he was 6'7½", and with his afro, he was about 7'2". And I'll say this, to this day, he and I have been so close. And I think, going back to what Nick said, the biggest transition, going from the AWA, which was the best territory in the United States, because Vern Gagne realized that guys needed time off, and because we were in a seasonal area where during the summer people didn't want to go inside because they'd been cooped up during the winter, he gave us time off. So the biggest thing that I had to adjust to when I went to New York was, and this is the honest to gospel truth, I have books to back this up, for 3.5 years, my partner and I averaged 27 days a month on the road. You know, a lot of people don't realize that, but there was times when we went, you know, some guys went 90 days in a row without a day off. So needless to say, if you were married, a father, had kids, had any relationships at all, it took its toll. And I say this in all honesty, my wife was the best tag team partner I ever had. She made sure our kids were nurtured, got everything they want, and were great kids. Both of them got degrees and been very successful. And I had a very blessed career because I had such great talent that started here in the AWA. I mean, when Nick mentioned those guys, Nick Bakker, Bobby Heenan, Wahoo McDaniel, Billy Graham, Billy Robinson, Ray Stevens, Jesus. I told a little joke that somebody today, I think it was Johnny Nord, I remember Ray Stevens saying to me, you know, I had just gotten married, and he came up to me, he said, don't worry, Jim, he said, I'll tell you a little story. He said, my third wife, he says, you know how I really knew that she loved me? And I said, how was that, Ray? And he said, Well, I told her I was going out to buy some bread, and I came back 3 weeks later, and she was still there. So thank you very much. Thanks, Mick. I think this is a great deal. Maybe we can do this every year. And thank you, people out there. Thank you.